Medicine, the science or practice of the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of disease. Now, when we think about medicine and the treatment of conditions in general, our minds automatically jump to more conventional forms of treatment, whether that be taking antibiotics when we have the flu, visiting a physical therapist when we experience back pain, or regularly attending therapy sessions with a mental health professional. We associate the treatment of disease and conditions with visiting a human doctor of some kind. Now, what if I were to stand here and tell you that there are other, more unconventional forms of therapy that can prove to be excellent additions to the more conventional, traditional methods we already use? What if I were to stand here and tell you that perhaps we need to expand our ways of treating and preventing conditions and incorporate a larger variety of different therapeutic methods within our medical system? Introducing the horse. Horses were domesticated a long time ago, and for centuries they've been used for hunting, during wars, and as a means of transport. Society has now moved on to using more modern technologies for these aforementioned uses. So instead, today, I am here to make the case as to why horses, through their kind, understanding nature, and strong, elegant conformations, can serve as a means of treating both mental and physical disorders. To begin, let us take a look at how horses can be used to help people with their mental health issues. Equine-assisted psychotherapy, or EAP for short, is an unconventional form of therapy that utilizes horses. It's often done from the ground and involves activities such as leading and brushing horses, and is sometimes used in addiction treatment facilities as well as veterans groups. Now, a study published in the Journal of Integrative Medicine took a look at how EAP could be used in regards to PTSD, and it found that after just 6 weeks of EAP, veterans had significantly reduced PTSD symptoms. Another study took a look at how EAP could be used in regards to anxiety and PTSD, and the results were once again conclusive. After just 6 weekly, 2-hour sessions of EAP, participants had significantly lower PTSD symptoms, less severe emotional response to trauma, less generalized anxiety, and fewer symptoms of depression. So now the question stands: what is it about horses that allows people with mental health issues to experience such drastic benefits? And the answer is quite simple, really. According to the Equine-assisted Growth and Learning Association, or IGALA for short, horses are incredibly perceptive animals, capable of responding to subtle cues and emotions within humans. Their natural behavior and herd dynamics can serve to be a rich metaphor for clients to explore their life experiences. The presence of horses within therapy offers several unique benefits, starting with the first one: non-judgmental reflection. Horses mirror human emotions and behaviors without judgment, and through this, clients can gain insight into their feelings and actions. Second of all, building trust and relationships. By interacting with horses, people can learn to develop trust, improve their communication skills, as well as learn to build healthier relationships. Third of all, emotional regulation. By spending time with horses, people can learn to regulate and manage their emotions in a safe and supportive environment. And finally, physical activity. The physical aspect of working with horses can help to improve overall well-being as well as contribute to the therapeutic process. Now, although I have never personally been in an EAP program, everyone who is close to me will know that for my 11th birthday, I got a beautiful mare by the name of Fairy. My entire life, I have been an anxious kid. Generally, I have avoided challenges for the fear of failure. And when I first got my horse, I wanted to do exactly what I had done whenever things got a bit more difficult. And that was give up. Fairy was a bit too tall for my 11-year-old self, and when I first got her, we realized that she came with numerous challenges and difficulties that likely stemmed from a highly competitive career in both racing and eventing. Tears were often shed when I first got her, and at some points, I even considered sending her back and getting an easier, more laid-back horse. But for some odd reason, I wasn't quite able to do it. Something in me clicked, and I realized that giving up on this horse was simply not an option. 6 years later, and here I still am with Fairy, having won multiple competitions and grown as a rider in the process. However, that is not all. Fairy and the long hours spent around horses gave me something else: confidence. This gentle giant provided me with a space to learn and develop skills that were applicable in all areas of my life: hard work, determination, resilience, patience, and so much more. She helped me process my anxious thoughts, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, and helped me to learn to love myself for who I was. So, if an untrained horse like Fairy can provide so many benefits to a person, just imagine what a trained horse working alongside a mental health professional can do for people with mental health disorders. Clearly, horses have the unique ability to heal, which links into our second point of discussion: the use of horses as a means of physical therapy for people with disabilities. Hippotherapy is an unconventional form of therapy that utilizes horse riding to help improve neuromuscular dysfunction, increase physical strength, improve cognitive ability, as well as allowing the individual to partake in an enjoyable activity that can help contribute to a more positive therapeutic experience. Hippotherapy uses equine movement, specifically the varying gait, tempo, and rhythm of the horse's movement to help improve neuromuscular and physical functioning. This is due to the fact that horse riding triggers a series of complex physical and mental reactions within the rider that help the recuperation of neuromuscular function. Now, some of the physical benefits include improved motor skills, better core strength, improved posture, as well as better respiratory control. Additionally, some of the cognitive benefits include improved attention, visual coordination, and the ability to express thoughts and needs more effectively. Hippotherapy already exists around the world, and there are numerous organizations that help to qualify instructors for it. One of these organizations includes Riding for the Disabled Association Australia, or RDAA for short. Under the RDAA, an individual can become a qualified instructor for disabled riders, with the training course being offered having 3 different levels: level 0, 1, and 2. Now, through my time spent around horses, I have been able to meet a large variety of different people. This includes Sheena, a level 2 qualified RDAA instructor who has spent 30 years of her life involved with riding for the disabled. Having first started as a volunteer in Cape Town, South Africa for disabled riding, she then moved on to becoming a qualified RDAA instructor when she lived in Australia. Sheena currently lives in South Africa and has continued coaching disabled riders. In her experience, horse riding has the ability to create equality for everyone. Every individual, no matter what disability they may face, can learn to ride a horse. And through horse riding, they begin to see improvements within their condition. This could be someone who typically doesn't speak, starting to use words to communicate their thoughts and needs more effectively, or simply the confidence an individual gains as they progress through their horse riding journey. Either way, Sheena believes that horses, through their adaptability and their willingness, are both amazing teachers and therapists. One of the conditions that Sheena has been met with before is blindness. The majority of sports rely heavily on visual cues, making it extremely difficult for visually impaired people to participate within these sports, even at low levels. Horse riding, however, is different. A blind individual can learn to ride and compete on a horse entirely by themselves across all disciplines. Through the use of auditory cues given by other people, a blind individual can learn to ride a horse, and through this, they begin to gain muscle strength, balance, body awareness, self-esteem, and confidence. So now, I would like you to meet Trevor, a blind horse rider from South Africa who has been riding underneath Sheena's guidance for 6 years now. Having originally started horse riding with multiple sidewalkers, he has moved on to only having one, who is there in the case of emergencies. Over the past 6 years, Trevor's riding ability has flourished. He has learned how to trot, and he has the ability to stick to just about any horse, even when the horse begins to rear. His skill and strength have significantly improved, and he has even gone as far as entering multiple dressage competitions. Trevor believes that horse riding, as well as the community around it, have allowed him to gain confidence, calmness, as well as allowed him to meet a large array of friendly people he otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to interact with. Ultimately, what I've hoped to show here today is that unconventional forms of therapy can serve as excellent additions to the more traditional, conventional methods that we already use. Horses are wonderful creatures who not only have the ability to bring happiness and joy into people's lives, but also have the curious, intriguing capability to heal. In today's modern day and age, and I hope you now too, truly believe that our medical system should incorporate a larger variety of different therapeutic methods, such as EAP and hippotherapy, to help people with their medical conditions. So, the next time you see a horse, don't think of it as merely a farm animal to be used for human entertainment, but rather think of it as a wonderful creature with the miraculous capability to help people with their therapeutic needs. Thank you.